If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? That'll pass. We'll now move over to our regular agenda. First item on the agenda is to discuss possible action on enacting a county burn ban. I see no reason to take any action on that, so unless there's any objection, we'll move over to item number, actually, let's move over to item number 12 first. I'm gonna go ahead and put this up on the agenda a little bit so that we can discuss it, and then we'll go with the plat next. And then if y'all want to stay for the remainder of the meeting, you're welcome, but if you want to go on, you might prefer that. So at this time, let's talk about item number 12. Let's discuss and take action on allowing the Heritage Festival to use Limestone County Courthouse grounds, May 29th through 31st, 2020. If you don't mind, come on up and you'll introduce yourself. And you can come all the way up here. So
all right.
If you don't mind,
Not at all.
you can have a seat right there.
Oh, okay.
Tell us what this is about. First off, if you don't mind introducing
Okay,
yourself.
my name is Joan McIntyre, and I'm the president of the Chamber of Commerce, and I'm also the chairperson for the Heritage Festival.
So you're asking to use the Limestone County Courthouse grounds. Tell us what that is.
Okay, the main property that we are asking permission to use is your overflow parking that's on the east side of the courthouse. We have a carnival that wants to come in, and that's the only land that's would accommodate the carnival. I've already talked to David Moore since his property is on that northern edge. And he said as long as we put like these hurricane fence along his property line to kind of keep people off the property, he's okay with that use of that land. And then we also were thinking we would run a hurricane fence along the east side of the property to prevent kids in particular from getting onto the railroad property, the equipment, the tracks and stuff like that. So, you know, to kind of secure that property, but that's where we would like to put the carnival. As far as other county property or courthouse property, we would like to have vendors, food vendors and things like that around the perimeter of the courthouse, but we would be using not actually the property, but the curbside in the street along the curbs, let's put it that way. And for the vendors, I've gotten together with Scooter at the chamber, and we are going to customize the application that we use, specifying that they cannot set up before 5 o'clock on Friday. So that way it wouldn't interfere with any business going on in the house.
What about the carnival? When will they set up?
They have to come in on Tuesday, and they set up Tuesday and Wednesday. And then the carnival would start Thursday night and not till after 5. And it would run the same thing on Friday, but will not start until after 5. We would run all day on Saturday, and then they're out. They don't operate the carnivals.
So if I understand,
Yes.
the overflow parking that we have, and I really don't know, and some of y'all may know more than I, how much that's being used. But what you're telling me is that's gonna be taken around Tuesday at some point in time.
Yes.
So for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, there won't be any. Now, I'll let y'all discuss.
Judge, I have one thing to say about that. You know, we actually don't own that land. We have that land leased
Okay.
from the settlers. Now, I don't know, in the lease, I think it was long-term lease for the park. I don't know, I haven't seen the lease, and at that time, I didn't know what anything like this going on. So I don't know if there's any restrictions in that lease or what. I told Tasha that maybe she can look into it or find somebody to look into it. I don't think there was, but we might have to get settlers to sign off on that. You know, just in case.
Okay.
It's better to cover all your bases. 'Cause that did belong
So
to
they
Saturday.
own that whole piece of land?
That whole
or-
parking lot. The way I understand it is we leased it from them about 15 years ago.
Okay.
That's one thing about being on a court a long time, you know what happened. You know what I mean? And we actually leased it, and I think most people think we probably own it, but we don't.
Oh,
And I think it may have been a 50-year lease. But it was a long-term lease, and we went in and rocked it, made a parking lot there, because we didn't have enough parking around the courthouse. So that's something that we should look into,
okay.
okay?
We've got a little time. I know you need as much lead time as you
Well,
get.
yeah, the contact at the carnival, they're actually out of Waco, said that, well, she and her husband are on a cruise this week. So, they won't be back till next week. So I don't know how long it will take to get,
Well-
response on that, but
Does anyone have any problem, at least as far as the courthouse property? Sam?
Hey, John, I'm Sam Callis, I'm the facilities manager
Oh,
here.
hi.
We've talked about
Yes.
email. No, I don't have any problem, you're still planning on having some entertainment here?
yes, well, that was the other thing. We do have some live entertainment, some bands that would be playing on Saturday. And we wanna use the north side of the courthouse, that's got the largest, I guess, the upper
Landing.
landing, as you call it. And we could, with that big circle drive, people could set their chairs in there to listen or whatever they wanna do. But we kind of, we know we wanna keep people off the grass as much as possible, so we figured that way, if they could set up there on the north side, it would be close to the carnival. We're trying to keep the whole idea is to try and keep 90% of the things related to the carnival downtown. So, our plan is to meet with all the vendors, all the businesses and advise them what's going on. Recommend that they be open on those days, because there's gonna be a lot of people coming in from out of town. There'll be a parade on Saturday. We had 3 people, myself, Russ Foster, and John Bush, went and met with Chris Henson and talked about parade route, security, parking, all the issues that the city needs to be aware of. One exciting piece of news about the parade is, we were advised that the Mounted Cavalry from Fort Hood is planning to participate in our parade, which will be the first time ever. And their color guard from Fort Hood.
Sam, are you good with all that on?
I'm really good with it. Let me throw in another thing that, through these courthouse restoration progress, that as we're moving along here, they are really in tune with the revitalization of downtown squares. And they are fully supportive of that, as am I. I'm sure that you've got a pre-production staff that I can meet with to help you in any way we can.
Yes,
And support you in this, but I support it fully.
thank you.
Anything else you'd like for us to know?
Well,
What we could do, and I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna mention, in case people haven't read, I know the journalists put some articles in here, but as everyone is probably aware, in 2021, Rose West will be celebrating their 150-year anniversary. And so the thought would be that this festival is gonna be, you might say, the rehearsal to what will happen in 2021. We can, after this event's over, we can review what went right, what went wrong, what we need to make changes on, so that in 21, when we have our big 150-year event, we're gonna have it down to science, you might say. So this is kind of like a rehearsal. But an organization called Cinch Ranch Sorting was originally scheduled to have their national championships in Dallas. They came down, saw our facilities here in Groesbeck, went back and canceled their contract in Dallas and are moving the event to Groesbeck. It's the same week as Heritage Festival, and one of the contentions was that this was gonna be the event. And they'll be bringing in over 100 families for this event to Groesbeck for that weekend.
And Joe, you've made arrangements for security with Chris Henson, I
Yes.
believe,
Yes,
and the city's obliged themselves to do cleanup and those sort of issues. I'd like to go over with you if this happens, you know.
and
make
Chris
sure-
actually was gonna try and be here this morning.
And there wouldn't be anything inside the courthouse, it'd just
No.
all be outside.
Porta potty.
We were gonna have porta potties available for the carnival, and strategically, so we don't expect business owners to have people walking into the bathroom, so.
Right.
Yeah, we will have our porta potties set up. Like I say, we had a 2-hour meeting with Chris Henson to try and kind of, the parade route. Normally, the parade comes down 14 and then turns this direction, but because of the vendors and things that are on the carnival that's gonna be on this side, we're rerouting the parade so it'll come down and go the opposite direction that it normally is, so it would go back towards Hopkins Park.
You got something?
Yes.
Yes, might throw this in too, I met with these people you're talking about the range sorting, they came out and looked at the facility. And, one of the requirements is that we need some extra panels to make this thing work. The way they set these events up, they have like, I think it's 4 big round heads that set up in the arena, that's how they do their sorting. But we don't have that many panels, and I've contacted Prefer and got a price on some. And it's, gonna cost a lot of money to buy them. There are other options to try to find someone that could loan to us or something, but this whole thing is dependent on us finding these panels. And to this point, I have not been very successful in locating. But,
I know, American Plastic and Arnold Gray have been working on that also, are they working?
well, I talked to them yesterday.
Yeah.
And, this is one of those deals where I guess everybody thinks the other person is doing something and nothing's happening. But, I've talked to some people, I don't want to mention their names right now, about helping us purchase some panels, but I haven't gotten very far with that either. But I just want to mention that before and whenever you say they canceled their deal in Dallas and they're moving down here, I'm all for that. But we want to be ready for them when they get here.
Yeah.
So, this is something we have to
That panel where you looking for, you know?
They need about 60 panels, and, of course, we can come up with 8 or 10 extra panels easily. And, I was, looking to try and bring in 50. But that'll be if they fit the ones that we have now as far as the connections. If they don't, then we need to find 60 panels of different kind. But, this is something we've always been short on, but we've never, had any before. But not like this.
What kind of money are you talking about?
Around $8,000 to purchase the
How much?
panels.
8,000,
8,000.
60 pounds,
Well, 50.
50.
Goes back EDC might do that.
That's
That many people coming in
I've been
town.
talking to them, I haven't heard back, but I know they're being hit from all sides for this entire event, so,
That's what they're there for.
Have you talked to Larry Smith any, Shallow, about these pounds?
no, I didn't know if he still had any or not.
Well, I don't think he does, but I think you might know some people that's got something.
Well, you can always rent them, but
Yeah.
that's expensive too.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good step towards purchasing them if you try to rent them sometimes. I just wanted to mention this, so
Yeah,
we wouldn't go past it.
Well, that being the case, is there any other discussion on this item? I would like to see us go ahead and pass it, with the stipulation, that we have to get the approval, or at least look in the lease and see if there's any, conveyances in there that prohibit us from, being used for anything other than parking.
Okay.
So moved.
Judge, hang on just 1 second, we got a motion, do we have a second? Second. We have a motion and a second, we'll go ahead and have some, discussion.
The only thing that I can, on that corner down there, that was the Joneses at one time. I don't know if the Sadler's bought the Joneses out, but the far right between the parking lot.
That side
Yes.
belongs to somebody else, right?
Right, I mean, I don't know if they know that. I was just gonna mention that.
I don't think.
I think on the corner, there's the Joneses that own that.
Now, like, say, from this street out here, and it kind of crosses over onto that property, is that where you're talking about?
Yes, ma'am, by the, between the
There's
county parking.
there's a cement pad there.
That's
Now, that at one time, and I thought it belonged to the Joneses.
Jones.
You make good.
And I'm right, I think you're right.
So if they're thinking that all that goes to the county road or the city road, it may not, just let you know that.
Okay, so
Kinda be aware.
do you know who would need to contact to get approval to use that?
Marlene Jones is who I think of. And that's-
It might be wise to get on the Limestone County Appraisal District website and see if you can get that address and find out who the owner is. So,
Okay.
anyway, we do have a motion and a second. After that discussion, does that change anybody? If not, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Let's go ahead then and, go to item number 11. And it's going to be discussing or approve a replat of Hamilton's Lake House due to Brazos River Authority requirement and the addition of a dock or pier and a common adjoining line of 2 lots. And you're Mr. Hamilton, is that correct?
Correct.
And if I understand correctly, what's happened is, he has 2 lots at Lake Limestone. He's wanting to add a lift.
That's the current. And then that's
And so basically what he's doing is he's asking to do away with 2 and just make 1. He has 2 right now, and he just wants to go to 1 for the reasons of putting a lift here.
Brazos River Authority.
Yes, and that'll satisfy him, so I understand if we pass that.
My understanding, that's all I need is get it consolidated and then they can start the work.
Well, he owns the two plots. I don't know, Bobby, you're in the real estate business. Any reason why?
No,
What's
it's
right
not,
about that?
there's not any problem with that at all.
Okay, then. That being the case, I'm not sure this, we'll need a whole lot of discussion. That's pretty easy.
So move to join those 2 lots, and make them into 1.
Okay, do that.
Mr. Hamilton.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Anybody opposed? And that's done.
Thank y'all very much.
There's any,
Now, Mr. Hamilton, we'll sign this. I think it's even got a place for Jerry Aaron to sign, but you'll have to get this next week, probably.
Your clerk has my, number, so
Okay.
just let me know how I can get it.
Anything else on? Okay. Okay, let's go back up now to item number 8, and that is discussion and or possible action on a person for benefit at the Limestone County Fairgrounds, February 8th, 2020. Is there anybody here that wants to speak on this subject? Okay. Kenneth, what does this entail today?
I have no idea, Judge. I talked to this lady, this young lady about setting this up as an event. And, we talked about various things, but, when I saw this on there, I had no idea what it was about. They're on the books for the concert for next week.
And so is this, I'm assuming this is for the concert to raise money.
Well, I don't know why we even need court approval to book an event. I mean, there's got to be something else tied to this.
Maybe they want to, maybe let them use it free.
No, I gave them a little discount on it to help out, I told them $300 still. Maybe that'd help a little, but, that's as far as it went now.
At one point in time, there was discussion about
bring your own beer, booze, or whatever that last B stands for?
Well, I tell them, it's like I tell everybody, I said, you know, obviously you can't sell it there without court approval. And, I'm not even in favor of them bringing it in and making a big show of it, you know, but it's kind of one of those hidden deals. We sort of look the other way and haven't had a problem. If they have security, it's great. If they don't, it might be a problem. But I don't know what this is about, really.
And there's no one here to speak on it. I don't know what, I mean,
Should pass.
we'll just pass over it, I mean,
I think so.
okay.
Who asked for this to be put on the agenda?
Who asked for this?
Brandy Getz.
Who?
Brandy Getz.
Brandy Getz did.
That's the lady I talked to.
What purpose is it? I mean, you know, purpose for it.
It's that more that field, benefit.
Well, it was, I think this is what parents are and,
Yeah, I think.
well, they had like 4 kids.
Lonnie's brother. Yeah. Lonnie's brother. He'll be alive.
If it's just strictly us approving them using the building, you've already got that set up, right, Ken?
It's, that's an everyday deal. Well, that's, you know.
If y'all wanna make it official, we can go ahead and make it official that they can use it, under the terms agreed to by, Kenneth.
$300 for the day.
That way we don't have to, because I'm afraid that they're gonna wanna do this, and because they're not really organized at this point, or maybe they are organized, but for some reason they don't have representation here. I even them not to get to use it, if they wanna use it. And we really, I don't know if any of us would object to it. Do you, Bobby?
I don't know.
Well, the court's not gonna make it, you know, after it's over with, so.
I don't have.
That's what I'm saying.
I have a feeling, this is just me, I have a feeling it has something to do with alcohol.
Yeah.
I really think so, but. I
Which
don't
we
know.
wouldn't okay to hear about.
I know.
Is that something that we do though? Do we allow people to bring alcohol in there for these kind of events?
No, only thing we had, fair.
Well, what we've done, we have not, you know, we've not policed it. We haven't stopped people at the road and say, no, you can't do this. And we haven't had any problem. So, you know, it's been going okay, but, the only time that any alcohol is sold is during the concert the fair puts on and
And I think we'll talk about that here in a minute, so
yeah. Well, that's been approved every year, but anyway.
I'll let y'all make the determination on this, if you wanna, just for record, allow them to use it under the,
Kenneth, do they bring the beer into the concert, or do they just keep it out at the truck? So, do you
Well,
see
you know,
people walk
that's-
around with a can of beer?
Whenever they have security, you know, the deputies, they don't let them bring cans of alcohol in beer, you know, they might put it paper cup. And, but yes, to answer your question, yeah, they do bring some in. But, there again, we have not had any problem on the wood, but, okay, won't have.
You need to have security when they are going to do this.
I would like to see them have security at any kind of concert, because you never know what can happen.
I think, Judge, at one time, the Commissioners Court adopted a policy for alcohol use.
Oh, it's in our
It
contract.
said if you had alcohol on it, you had to have, contract with us for security on the side.
But that only has to do with if you sell it.
Right.
In our contract, and I can bring you a copy of the contract, I don't have one with me. But that only has to do with when you sell it, allow someone to sell it on the grounds.
And so I thought it took, anytime you took use of the facility, there was alcohol on there that you had to have security.
I don't remember, I'd have to look at it.
I kind of
If you're selling,
agree with
if
your
you're selling
sheriff.
alcohol, you have to have that license, you have to have a license.
But
Oh, yeah. Make sure, is this on, Roxanne?
He just said, I kind of agree with the sheriff, I just wondered if that was.
Does the commission want to go ahead and approve this with the stipulation that they follow the adopted ordinances, of the, go ahead.
how about I have them sign a contract, you know, in that way, whatever's in our contract is what we're gonna live by.
Well, we want it to be the same for everybody. And if you sign a contract for everyone that uses it?
Not every small event, but something this big, you know, we normally do. I just haven't done it yet.
I think that'd be fair then. What does the commission think of that?
I think they ought to all sign a contract,
Right.
at least the board, just right out there.
It's not security, you're not gonna be able to enforce it.
Okay.
I mean, the alcohol part.
Well, that's the thing about it, any of these benefits are like that, you know, they're trying to make all the money they can, or whatever the purpose is.
Okay. I'll wait on the commissioners, and see what their pleasure is on this one.
You just want a motion to allow first for benefits to use the Limestone County Fairgrounds February the 8th as per our contracts.
Yes, that sounds good. We do have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion on this? If not, all in favor say aye. Any? Okay. Now then, we're getting into the meat. Discuss and/or take action authorizing Limestone County Fair Association to pursue a temporary license to sell alcohol at the Limestone County Fairgrounds, March 21st through March 23rd, 2020.
So they need to be changed.
And these days.
March 20th to the.
That's the weekend before the.
Yeah, what we're gonna do then is, let's go ahead and in the motion, use the dates of March 20th through March 22nd, right? Okay, yes. And I'm gonna change here.
And we're gonna do this every year, and then have a commission-free sale with all the kids of Limestone County as an animal sale.
Okay.
Also move that we, accept this and let them sell alcoholic beverages to the March 20th to the 22nd.
Okay,
Second.
we do have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion on this item? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Okay, the next item is a, discuss and take action on Limestone County Fairgrounds PA system at the Limestone County Fairgrounds. President of the Fair Association was planning to be here to talk to us about the PA system. I know for a fact that it's kind of rough out there. It's hard to hear, to be frank with you, hard to understand. So I don't know what his plans are. He's came up lame this morning, sick this morning, so he couldn't make it. So I don't know if we can pass on this. We probably wouldn't have action, to take action on the next meeting. So with y'all's permission, I recommend we just pass on this till they have more information.
So move the table
Okay.
for the next meeting.
All right. Motion is second, table this item. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, now we'll move down to item number 13. And that is discuss and take action on engineering repair to the balustrades upstairs. Sam, if you'll.
Yes, they're on the second floor. As the commission knows, we're working on two grants simultaneously. One grant is to make the repairs that we got the grant for last year. And then we're also working on a grant to redo our master preservation book. We brought some engineers to look at the courthouse so they could update that book. And they discovered that the balustrades on the south side had deteriorated into a condition that they thought was pretty dangerous. They wanted to immediately construct something that would protect the public from the ingress, egress. We were expecting some big storms, so I just went up there and disassembled what I could because they're crumbling. But that is not covered by the grant that we got the first round. All those plans have been submitted to the THC. We're waiting on their approval, then that work will go out for bid. But that's not listed under the scope of work. However, if we get these engineered and get them into our current grant work, there might be a chance that we've got some money left over from the first grant to bring this in under that scope of work. If not, we're gonna end up having to either get another grant or we're gonna have to fix them ourselves. Regardless, we're gonna have the drawings to, and the engineering so that they can do the work to take those things apart, disassemble them, put them back together. I think they're probably okay for now, for about a year, but at some point, they're gonna become a life safety issue, and we're gonna have to deal with it. And I, hopefully, and I of course can't guarantee you, hopefully there'll be enough money for us to do it after we finish the roof, the tuck pointing, some other issues that they're gonna address with the current grant. But we can't move forward on it or include it in that until we have that work done. That make any sense?
Yeah, let's talk about that a minute. Natasha, we have budgeted last year and this year, how much, for this grant? Last year was $600,000 each year.
Yes, I think this year we did a little bit less than that. But we still have it because it's over a 3-year.
But
I think so.
my point is this right here, is that we budgeted $600,000 last year. We budgeted more money this year. The original $600,000 went down to what? Actually, because they got us some more, they got us.
Yeah, we got
discount.
Well, and it's got another $125,000 because of one of the other counties.
So what I'm trying to make is, we've got well over the amount of money reserved, whether it be in fund balance or in the budget item to take care of how much money are you talking about?
$3,000.
$3,000.
This year we budgeted of the 600,000, we only budgeted 100,000.
Okay. But that's because we budgeted 600 last year. And
And we didn't use,
even of that 600,000, we're not gonna use all that.
Right, now, of course, we can't use money out of that grant.
I understand.
Okay, but
But
that, yes.
what you're saying is, at one point in time, we may have monies left over, and I see where we do have money. If you're talking about $3,000, we can certainly get that out of our.
That's just the engineering of it, so it could go in on the grant at the end if we have money left.
Yeah, it's gonna go into our new preservation master plan. Then they'll pull it out, and they'll slide it into our current one. Should we have the money?
That 3,000 just
Everything's
even ready for
ready.
that.
We don't have to wait on it here, it's already been engineered. You think we could go ahead and do this with the money left over? Otherwise, the commission's probably gonna want to pour the rest of that money down into that basement. And they'll start to affect that. This way, I think they're separate issues, and I think we need to address these balustrades first. So that, and if we can get it in on the other grant, we're gonna be a lot better off.
we also budgeted under repair projects, under the capital projects fund. We budgeted 100,000, we still have 71 available. That's where we do a lot of the ACs that have to be replaced here in the courthouse or major repairs here. So there's still that 71,000 available.
And if that ran low back towards the middle, end of summer, which usually starts happening, right? Then we could certainly make some adjustments. So would it be your recommendation that we
Christie, and it's going to be, let me call them, let them, they were supposed to be here today, as a matter of fact, because, I wanted to get it on the front burner. And then they were gonna wait and do the drawings later. So yes, we can approve this. They didn't show up today because it's raining, but the sooner we can get it done, the better off we'd be. Because we go through these freeze-thaw cycles, those balusters up there are cracked and the water gets in them and then they start to just break off. The pedestals up there need to be evaluated. And I don't want to really have to go up there and stabilize all that or build something that's gonna protect the entrance. So I think we're really kind of wasting time. I think they're totally safe right now. Like I say, they're gonna come out and look at them. It may be that we have to stabilize them some way. But right now, I'm pretty confident that we're good for another year.
Okay. So we're basically given the go-ahead to start the engineering.
Basically approving the $3,000
Right. Okay,
I move we accept the engineering repairs at $3,000.
so we have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Anybody opposed?
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Sam, one more thing. And just to make clear, y'all understand what we're talking about, it's actually right out here. They want us to build something in case something's falling over. And I I know we're all proud of this courthouse, and it looked bad for quite a while with us.
Yes, sir.
But we'll make sure we're safe, so.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Sam, if they start to have a problem, you could beat on the trash can and give them a signal of what's going on.
All right.
Okay, next item number 14 is discuss and take action on the agreement with the city of Mahia in regards to the city's current need of street repair assistance from the vicinity of 1700 Hinchcliffe Road to the intersection of Limestone County Road 484. Since this is in your precinct, Commissioner Ford, I'd like for you to present this.
This is about a 2,000 foot stretch. Runs between precinct 3 and precinct 4. It's in the city. The right side is precinct 3, left side is precinct 4. And it goes down and ties to 484 that cuts across to 39. The city has already voted to enter into an interlocal agreement with us and pay all the costs. And I've cleared it all with Jerry, Aaron. And we're just going to come in and do about 1.5 inch overlay on that street. It's coming apart. Everybody perceives it as being a county road. It's not. City went out and annexed it several years ago, and it's just fallen in disrepair. And Jerry seems to think it would be a pretty long-term fix if we did about 1.5 inch overlay. So we're just projecting to use our equipment. He said it'd take about half a day. Our equipment and our people to put the oil and sand on it at the expense of the city. Like I say, the city's already approved it. So it's just an interlocal agreement. The long I live in the machine.
Well, of course, my contention has always been, even when I was the mayor of the city of Mahia, is that that is also county. Even though it's within a municipality, it's still county road, or taxpayers, county taxpayers live on that road, so it's not really I wish we could offer this more to all municipalities within Limestone County.
I think as far as us doing labor, it has to tie to county roads, which it does. Everything that lives south, out towards Shiloh, Personville, whatever, in our school district, they come down, do that cut across road and come down Hitchcock to go to the schools. And of course, then down that road feeds a big area out in the Point Drive, Grandview area, Brett Bott, Rick Sadler, I'm going along all the houses that are out there. And we actually did that about 5 years ago where we went in and reclaimed it. And at the time, Larry Brown was the city manager and he capped the amount of oil we put in there when we reclaimed it, and it wasn't sufficient. And so it hadn't lasted, it lasted about 5 years, but it hadn't lasted just as long as I wish it would have, which would have been some oil. Jerry said the base is so good that he can just do an overlay on it. And the city approved $8,500, which is what Jerry told me about all sand. So I would like to move that we would enter that interlocal agreement for that 2,000 square foot stretch of 1,700 Hinchcliffe Road down to County Road 484.
Do have a motion and a second to enter into this agreement. Any other discussion on this item? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Is there anybody opposed? And that will pass. The next item number 15, discuss and take action on acceptance for record of continuing education certificate for the tax assessor for Lake. This is just for record. This is just so that we can be legal, Stacy, that you're doing what you're supposed to do
Yes, that's correct.
most of the time. Anybody have any discussion on accepting for record this education requirement that the tax assessor Lake has made?
So moved.
Second. Motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. So now let's go to item number 16. This is discuss and take action on the compressor refunds. I did ask Roy to look at this. Did he contact
You can
you?
contact me, we'll discuss it.
Okay.
What this is the very last compressor case, that has yet to file a final judgment, for the suits that were filed against the appraisal district.
We did have an appraisal board meeting on Tuesday, this past Tuesday. Charlie Beaver is their attorney. He did give us an update on this case. They have sent the final judgment to the attorney that represents CDM Resource Management a couple of times. First time back in November, again, beginning of December. He has agreed to all the terms, but they feel like he's just procrastinating, been on vacations, changed law firms, just hasn't gotten it filed. So what Charlie and I discussed, and I've reviewed the final judgment, they did agree to accept refunds, waiving the interest as long as it's paid within 90 days. And Charlie suggested that all entities, because they're procrastinating, go ahead and refund the amount of taxes that were paid for the 2 years that they filed the suit on. I did speak with Roy just to make sure, there wasn't any legal issues with that. He said he talked to Charlie himself. He thinks we should go ahead and pay it with no interest. They come back later and say, no, we didn't agree to this. Then we deal with it at that time, but we can go back and say, hey, we've tried to settle this since November, so.
Stops bleeding, at least on the interest and any penalties, so. And this is the last one we have,
This
right?
is the very last one, yes.
And this would come out of that contingency fund that we set up, our contingency, is that right?
That's where we paid the last one.
How much was this?
This,
$19,000.
we're over $19,096.30. And I think that would put us right at our original estimate we had a year ago, maybe.
We currently have 76,000 in the contingency fund. But
I don't think we have much choice, do we?
Yeah, we ain't go ahead and pay it.
That's the motion. Motion and a second, any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, now then. Item number 17, and for a while, there's gonna be Jennifer coming up. First action, that we're gonna look at is to approve for record a joint primary election service contract between Limestone County and the Limestone County Democratic Party first.
Yes, sir, that, nobody has to sign it, well, the chairs have to sign it. And then I'll follow the original, carry.
Okay,
It's just accepting for record.
So moved.
Second.
motion and a second, any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? And now, to be fair, we're gonna do it for the Republican Party. Is,
I'm gonna,
motion and a second, any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? All right, that motion passed. So now then, let's go to item number 19, and we're gonna discuss and or approve designating Limestone County Courthouse Room G1 as the main early voting polling place by personal appearance for the March 3rd, 2020 primary election.
That is, the side room to my office, it's where we've been having.
Where we've been having it for a while. This is for early voting.
and the other election.
No, sir.
No, not there. Okay, all right, we do have a motion, motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Now then, we'll do basically the same thing for, the early voting in Mahia. This is discussion and or approve designating the Mahia Civic Center, Mahia, Texas, as a temporary branch early voting polling place by personal appearance for the March 3rd, 2020 primary election.
So moved.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. All right. That passes. So now then, we're gonna get down to item number 21, and we're gonna discuss and or approve serving all registered voters in Limestone County at the main and temporary branch early voting polling places for the March 3rd, 2020 primary election.
This is just standard wording, the election code says that you have to say that you're gonna serve the entire county of Buffalo.
That's what okay, we have a motion.
Second.
And a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Item number 22 is discuss and or approve method of
of voting for early voting by personal appearance and early voting by mail for the March 3rd, 2020 primary election. Tell us what that's about.
Well, so obviously, early voting by mail is a different method than early voting in person or election day voting. Optical scan ballots is what we use. We have the machines through the SMS. Those. Direct report electronic voting are basically the DREs that we use for early voting in person and election day voting. Just gotta get it on record and fight to keep it the same, please.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second, any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Item number 23 is discuss and approve dates, times, that early voting by personal appearance at the main and temporary branch early voting polling places for the March 3rd, 2020 primary election.
Okay, so I submitted 2 different type schedules. The reason why I kind of did it like this instead, because the last big election, November of 18, we did the extended hours to 7 to 6 at both places the second week of voting. And that seemed to work a little bit better than trying to do 12-hour days every day. But I did have, I'm on the elections administrator listserv, and there were some admins on there talking, and some of the places and counties comparable to ours had extended hours of early voting the second week. They would do like two 12-hour days instead of all 5 12-hour days. So that's what number 2 is to include 2 12-hour days. This is a big election coming up. I would like to provide as much access as possible to the voters. And it seems like it comes very quickly when we do these primary elections. Otherwise, the number 1 is kind of the standard that we've been using since 18.
What does it read?
Sorry?
What does it read?
Okay,
This would give longer periods for the early voters.
it would give some more extended hours, but not so much that the county is just like open all the time with no voters coming in. The last 2 days of early voting, especially for a big election, do seem to have the biggest turnout. Day number 1 has a good turnout, but the last 2 are always our biggest days. And, you know, if we have both places for those 2 12-hour days open, kind of like the voters should be appreciative of it.
On Saturday, not on the 10 a.m.
That's, after many years of working, weekend voting, those are the kind of the hours that work best for everybody. The people that are out really early on Saturday mornings, a lot of times are going to garage sales and they're gonna do those first, so they still came around 10-ish. We discovered that staying late didn't seem to be optimal either, because we didn't have a whole lot of people show up at their certain time. So the Saturday voting is, so that we are open, we do give people the chance to come in on a weekend, you know, if they work during the week, or students coming in from college. So we still give them that day to come in, but I found if we can fix the time, it works out.
So you think proposal 2 is really the best?
I would like to try it. You know, we've done the whole 5 12-hour days. It was too much. The 7 to 6 worked out pretty well, but if we do it this way, then we don't have the 7 a.m. all week, and we have 2 main days right before election day to really give the voters a chance to get out.
That's ample opportunity.
To,
I make a motion that we accept proposal 2.
We do have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion on this item? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed?
Thank y'all.
no,
Oh,
Oh, no, you
I'm
got
sorry, one
another
more.
Okay, most important here, discussing or approved placement of porch potty at precinct polling place 303 in the Ben Hur area for the March 3rd, 2020 primary election.
The ladies that work there need a place that, some facilities to use. They're there for a long time. And usually what we do is they deliver on Monday, and they pick up sometime in the same morning.
So moved.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion on this item? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed?
Jennifer, will you publish this?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'll go down, I'll have it on the website today, and I'll start putting it on Facebook, and then I send it to the newspapers to
Okay,
hand out as they want.
Okay, good deal.
Okay, the next item is discuss and or take action to reschedule the Commissioners Court meeting on February the 11th, 2020 to February the 10th due to the Commissioners Conference. This is basically just moving it from that Tuesday to the Monday. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Okay, the next item is discuss and take action on Commissioners Court meeting on March the 10th. Is this for my book? Really, this is, I don't know that we need to take action on this. I'm gonna be gone that week, and so I think Don can fill in, or whoever the senior member would be. I don't think we have to take action on that. Certainly not gonna move it just on my benefit. So, we'll go ahead and pass over that item.
Long as you get on.
I'll be gone that week. Okay, item number 27, discussion or take action on a budget transfer number 458, Road and Bridge. This is on some software that they did not budget this year. They just said they forgot it. But it is quite a bit of money. The contract's for about $4,500. Again, that money is taken out of their contingency, which is different than what we just talked about. So far, they have not spent any money out of that contingency, but that is money that we call priority road at the end of the year. So anyway, we'd be taking $4,500 out of that line item.
Back on the place we can get it from a minute.
I think so. And again, this is, I asked them what the software was. We're not giving them more detail on what it was. It has to do with the 911. Actually, help me on that. What's 911? And there's no representative here today, so Jerry's not here, but they said they just failed to put this in their original budgets.
And the equipment services management. Yeah, I called, Bobby Sweet this morning to ask them, they use it for like all their vehicles, their fleet and everything, they have it in there, they can keep track of everything that they have to maintenance work, repairs, they also pavement repairs, maps, signs, daily reports. It's pretty much their software that runs the whole shop out there.
Okay, what's the pleasure on budget transfer 458?
So moved to take the money out of contingency, road bridge contingency.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion on this item? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Last item here, or next to last item, is a budget transfer. And what's happened is, once we combine the dispatches centers together, we had to make some adjustments so that everyone was pretty much on the same page. So we had to do a few little bumps here and there to make, we wanted to be fair to all concerned. So this is us making an even playing field with Limestone County dispatch. And so it's about $2,000 increase. We certainly had that money this year in payroll, since we haven't used a quarter of it yet. We just now started using it. We started that sheriff last Monday. Is that what it was?
What's that there?
When did we,
The 20th.
on the 20th?
Dispatch last Monday.
Okay, on the dispatch center, we started that. The sheriff's department took over for everyone on the 20th. I'd like to knock on wood and visit with him. It's pretty much gone without any glitches, which is noteworthy for the folks doing it right now. So we've heard very little. I haven't heard any complaints, and my aunt says they think it's going great. So anyway, in order to be fair to the Limestone County dispatchers at the lowest level, we had to increase just a few bumps for a few of them to the tune of $2,000.
I'd like to motion there.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion on that? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Well, sadly, we come to this last item, item number 29, and that is adjourned.
Judge,
On these.
Yeah, we did that at the very beginning, the $500.
Late.
But we recognize Farm Bureau for the $500 donation.
we did that.
That's to bulletproof vest.
Made sure that, we made sure Farm Bureau got the check. Anyway, do we have a motion to adjourn? Motion and a second, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed?
Yeah. I didn't know, I.
I couldn't think of it.
It was good.